wanna talk about movies with my best bud Cal and me.
Why do you shake your head every time that plays? You don't have to do that.
I know you worked really hard on that, and I just want to appreciate you for it. Okay.
I'm pretty sure Cal was just holding back
bad
from
thoughts
negative comments right there. He's just like, nah.
Dang. Marcelo's audio and video was really good right up until we started recording.
Until right now.
Chat is the best.
It was a PowerPoint presentation. I'm sorry, Marcelo.
Oh, man.
Chat, is it that bad?
Marcelo, come back.
Is it laggy, though?
I mean, we can hear you better now. Try. I don't know.
First half of the episode is just troubleshooting.
Yep. Well. Anyway. Welcome to the show.
Hello.
I am Tommy Padron.
I'm Cal Rader.
And
Marcelo.
this is the Real Talk Podcast with...
That's right.
Nope. Not your turn. My show.
Rifle break.
Totally kidding. Anyway, what did you say?
Continue your podcast.
Can I?
He gave you permission. Go ahead.
Dude,
Oh,
Dude,
thank you
are you
thank
choosing to be offended
Wow.
again? Dang, strike two, Cal. He's choosing to be offended again.
I can't believe this guy.
Dude, this
Oh,
guy.
man.
Your Wi-Fi is also choosing to be terrible.
Wi-Fi is choosing to be a dink. Are you on data or are you back on Wi-Fi? What's going on?
I'm on data right now.
You're your dad right now?
Happens to the best of us.
Sometimes I'm my dad. My wife tells
Jeff's
me.
Wi-Fi right now.
I'm not allowed to talk about my dad this episode.
Well, you
Banned.
just broke the rule. You just crossed the line. Yo,
Did all three.
you did all three. You crossed the line.
Hey, we're off
Movie
to a great
reference.
start.
Dope movie reference. For those of you at home, you should know what it is. We're not going to tell you, but you should know. Everybody at home. W. Ben Stiller movie.
Don't do that.
What? Is it not a W. Ben Stiller movie?
Don't do that.
What? I'm not doing
It's
anything.
a good Ben Stiller movie. It's a good Ben Stiller movie.
Whoa.
Just tell him what's up.
dude.
Yeah. Let's get
Dude,
on this horse here. Let's get chatting.
Jonah Hill saying this is the United States of don't touch that thing right there. That's awesome, dude. I don't know what you're talking about. That's
I don't know,
peak
Princess
dialogue.
Jasmine. Am I?
I thought I could do whatever I want. This is the United States of America. No, it's the United States of don't touch that thing right there. That's awesome.
All right, we're off to a good start. Welcome to the show, everybody.
Only to show everybody.
Today we're joined by...
We're joined by Marcelo Vega. Low-key, you know what that
Sound
feels
effects
like?
terrifying, dude.
You know in La La Land when they play
Start a fire.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then it's the end.
Yeah.
It's the
I know
crowd
exactly what you're
cheering.
talking about.
And it just goes crazy. That's what that's like. That's what that's like.
Dude, we're on the same wavelength today, bro. Bro.
Anyway, Marcelo, introduce yourself.
Let's get
a little
talking.
bit. Tell us.
Yeah.
Somebody good for Marcelo. He's a friend from back home in Canada, which is where he is right now. And I've known him
Where Matt Johnson's from.
Yeah. And yeah. F my train of thought. Anyway. Marcelo, tell us about yourself and how you came to love film.
Yeah, dude. Film is so cool. I think something I realized the more I grew up is I literally grew around it. Like in the sense of anytime my parents would travel, my sister and I would have like these little DVD players right behind the seats of my parents in the car and literally just be watching movies together. Like that was just my upbringing. It was so sick. Anything just to keep us entertained, I guess. And so just watching movies was just something I grew up with. And then gradually as I graduated high school, like I really didn't have a sense of direction until one day I remember coming home and I just joined my dad watching a movie and he was watching Titanic. And out of the thin blue air, as we're both watching this, he just kind of threw out the question of like, how did they make it? when the ship was sinking, like that particular scene. And low key, that question stuck. Like, I just can't express how much it stuck with me, just because it just stuck with me in the sense of I just start thinking to myself, okay, was this practical? Was this actually on the water on some sort of beach? Like, there was just so many questions I had that it just kind of sparked my interest into learning. And the more I looked into it, the more I thought, wow, this is such a cool thing to do, just to have a set to work with people and to tell a really cool story. And gradually that led me to buy my first camera, and then gradually to where I am today, where like I make short stories, I make edits, and it's just something so cool to be able to express yourself in the form of a motion picture. So that's kind of where my journey began and where we're at today, man.
Dude, that's awesome. That's also a really good, clear, concise background. Probably the shortest one we've had thus far on the show. But
For real.
no,
Thanks.
that's really cool. I feel like for most people getting into learning more about film, that's kind of where they start out is how did this come to be? How did they do that? We start asking questions and we start taking a real interest in the creation of these things that we're watching. And so that just really speaks to, I think, your creative mind. Marcelo, like he said, he makes his really cool short movies and edits that are super fun to watch. Shout out Barry Vlog 2019, bro. that was that was when Marcelo was trying to do vlogs. Because it's the easiest thing to film and edit and post. Is just a vlog, just a slice of life thing. And so he would do vlogs. And so there's a famous vlog of me going to visit him. It's
Hitting on
like
the end summer, dude.
like during COVID, dude. That was good times. Shout out Queen Lizzie with the glizzy.
The gay rub, bro. Don't even remember.
Good times, man. But that's so cool. Yeah, man. Yo, the DVD players, bro. I remember,
Yeah.
those ones that hung on the back of the seats. Those are dope,
I
bro. I always
I got
envied.
some.
I
Oh,
always,
sorry.
I always envied the kids that had just like the pop down TV with the
Those
DVD
were the
player.
rich kids, man. That was not
For
me.
real, bro. I was about to ask. I was like, Cal, were you one of those kids?
Nah, not me, man. We had we had the one that would go in the back of the seat, but then I feel like the common experience between the two was the 2 CD tall little book. You know what I'm saying? That you put the CDs in, the DVDs.
Hell yeah, dude. The binder.
Dude, before you go on a road trip, you like sit down. Your parents are like, "What are the movies you want to bring?" You're like, it's a hard choice. You sit down, you just get all of them out.
For real, bro.
Elite.
Yo, shout out that one family in the Hada Odyssey 1 lane over watching freaking Ice Age. Thank you. That was me watching Ice Age in someone else's minivan.
Wow.
Because they had the pop down TV, but we didn't.
Quick Odyssey mention.
I wanted it. We didn't have it.
Shut the frick up.
You did that, not me.
We had 2 rules, and we're like breaking them. Stop.
You broke it.
You broke. Oh, we already made the reference. Sorry. But yeah, really cool history there. So Marcelo, what would you say to your best like memory is the earliest memory you have of watching a movie in the movie theaters?
Oof. Silly as it sounds, I think one that comes to my mind immediately was for my sister's birthday party. This is like she probably doesn't even know this, so this is gonna be funny to tell. I remember that she wanted to do like a thing for her party where like she had a gathering, and towards like one point of the night we'd go to the theater to go watch Wreck-It Ralph. So to me, I think that was kind of one of my earliest ones that I can remember vividly, because I think just the sense of being able to experience something like that with a group of people that I love to be with, like my cousins were there, a few of my sister's friends, or like families at that point to us. Like we just knew them so well that just having them all there to watch it was just something super fun. And even some of the scenes, I mean, as a kid, you just find anything funny. So I don't know if you remember this one scene where like she literally just crashes when she's test driving the cart and she loses the tooth. I could just literally remember our entire row just cracking up during that scene. And it's just something so minute, but I think to me it's just the fact that it was a memory that we all shared just unitedly that I just think stuck.
That's cool, dude. Nah,
really
someone
great, man,
someone
yeah.
crashing a car is always funny, bro. Especially if it's a child.
Do you have anything to say about that?
Let it breathe. Just let it. So that came out in 2012. That it feels like not too long ago, but also a long
Wow.
time ago at the same time.
Hmm.
Because you were 10.
Yeah, we were Tenka.
We were 10.
Then
I mean, it depends on what time of year it was. But I have an early birthday, so I'm older. Cal's really freaking old, though, dude. Tell
How
him when you
old?
were
Like
born,
a couple months
Cal.
older than you.
Tell him.
Yo, Cal, how old are you, bro?
2001.
The year the planes died, bro.
Bro, I'm pre that. I used to be flying planes, dude.
Bro.
No TSA, no baggage fees. I remember
Carrying
those days, man.
dynamite in your freaking diaper, dude.
Loaded guns in my carry-on.
Loaded diaper,
I didn't care.
bro.
Loaded diaper in my carry-on.
Loaded diaper on your person, brother.
Straps.
Conceal care.
Dude, I love that band.
Fire. Best drummer ever, bro. If you think about it, the
Shout out.
drummer of that band is he's like the backbone of that freaking band. He holds them together, bro.
It's true. He was the heart.
He was the
It's
heart,
the
dude.
van. It's the van that kept them together. Think about it.
Think about
So
it.
many Ford
Think about it.
That was good.
I freaking
Sick reference,
Comedic.
bro.
comedic.
I was
time.
Everyone's
thinking
been saying that
about
today.
low-key,
Your
I was
references
like,
are off the
I just wanted
charts.
to applaud that.
Dude, your references are off the chain. Everyone knows that, bro. Anyway, all right, cool. So Wreck-It Ralph. All right. So those are your earliest memory. That's a good memory. I like that. You know, you and your family that's what's cool about going to the movies together. Whether it be with your family or even complete strangers, you're all sharing this experience. You're all laughing together, and it's awesome. What would you say is your favorite cinematic experience going to the movies? And
I think
not don't say Endgame.
what you don't want to say,
No, don't say Endgame.
chill, fam.
Dude, don't say Endgame.
Bro, what's up with you and these rules, Tomas? Let people live their life.
Oh, fine.
Let me talk about my dad.
Marc's giving me an ick right
No.
now.
What and how old he is?
Bro's 24.
Movies were big. Yeah, we
I
get it.
love my
Jeff.
dad. I love my dad.
I love your dad too. Your dad's awesome.
Shout out to Jeff.
Your dad was spitting.
Shout out,
I
Jeff.
FaceTimed Cal last night for a movie recommendation, which means that I wanted to get a movie recommendation from his dad.
It's true.
Truly.
I'm home right now visiting
Bro,
my
just
parents.
I would
And so
not
he
have
called me
asked.
to talk to my dad.
I would not have asked Cal for a recommendation otherwise because I know more than him.
His dad just throws you Wolf of Wall Street.
Yeah, you know that Tomas has seen The Seventh Seal.
I don't even know what that is.
Of course you don't. It's on my top 4 though.
He's really cool and
What a
artsy
rich
for that.
laugh.
Yeah, dude. I'm just built different, bro. People don't understand film the way I do. Anyway, I'll let you plebeians talk about movies.
Well, you talk about cinema. All right, Marcelo, though, do you have a favorite cinematic experience, whatever movie you want it to be?
Shut your mouth, Tony.
Wait,
I know what he's thinking.
no,
Okay,
it's
we're gonna
my
do this side.
Janet just came in. You want to make a cameo?
Yo,
Come
quick
make a
gentleman.
cameo. Okay, fine. Bye.
Dang.
She doesn't want to make a cameo because she doesn't want to show you guys up because she's
Bro, even Stan Lee showed up.
So
Not even
cool,
what.
dude. What?
Stan Lee showed up for cameos.
Yeah,
She
and then he
can.
died.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Marcelo, what's your answer, man? You got it. I know
Yeah,
you got
sorry.
it.
I'm sorry, dude. What's your what's your favorite movie experience? Tell us.
I think it's between two, and they're both Marvel films. I think, but I'm trying to steer away from that because I feel like it's very generic.
That's okay.
Dang.
You can say all of them. Just say all of them.
No, I think another one would probably be. Yeah, you know what? I'll stick with the. I'll share two. So I think the reason why I share this one is just because of the fact that I think it was mainly one of my favorites due to the audience being so, I guess, involved in the film rather because I feel like typically you go to a theater, you watch a film, and out of nowhere, like you don't get any reaction throughout the entire film when like certain plot points kick in. Whereas I think with Marvel, I think it was one of the first times I've actually seen a full on theater that was packed. Not even that, but also just them reacting to what they were seeing. I've never seen that. And so I remember when my sister and I were like kind of just hopping on the bandwagon of like the Infinity War hype. And up until that point, I've never seen any Marvel movie except for Iron Man. So like I had no clue, like about any of the pre-existing films that actually were leading up to this. I thought they were just a standalone projects. And so up until that point, when I walked into the Infinity War, and I was like, oh, this is so cool. Like they're all like every single character that was like their own film is in this film. That's pretty neat. But not only that, but just like there was a build to it that I didn't know about because I just wasn't really that keen to like following up with it. So watching it and then just being like overwhelmed by the amount of people that were like, no, like reacting to like when scenes kicked in, they're like, no, or like screaming with hype. It was really cool. I just never seen that. Like that was something to me that was a first, and I'm just like, wow, like this is what a theater room can look like. That is actually so cool, because in a way, what you're seeing is like manipulating people's emotions in a way, like in a positive manner, of
Yeah,
course.
yeah.
But it's just so cool. I just thought that was really interesting how like that type of reaction can come out of a group of people watching something like that. So there's that one. And then personally, I think one of my other ones is Transformers: Dark of the Moon. That was another film I loved. Yeah, and it was
Sick,
purely
bro.
because of the action. Like I remember watching that with my sister-in-law. She took me, my sister, and my niece at the time, and she was little. We all us four just went, and I was just like in awe of just the entire thing of like just all the action sequences. I was like, dude, this is so sick. The amount of just chaos that happens, but it's just a visual aspect that I really liked about it, and it was just like a personal thing for me where like I don't care if my aunt didn't like, sorry, my sister-in-law didn't like it, my sister didn't like, I didn't care. I was just so in tune with what I enjoyed from it, and I was like, dude, this is so cool.
That's awesome, dude. Honestly, when I think about it, I was thinking exactly what you were saying. Was that before Infinity War? I can't. I think that really was the first time that I noticed an audience reaction to a film, other than like laughing, you know,
Yeah.
like laughing at what's going on screen, but like actually like cheering and like
Hmm.
shouting and stuff like that. Like, and I feel like Infinity War was almost bigger for that than Endgame, because in Infinity War, yeah, like you said, like you had all the characters appearing, like Captain America appearing. It was awesome. Everyone's like, "Oh, freaking Captain America's there," because we hadn't seen him since like Civil War or whatever, you know. And so it was really cool. It was really cool to hear everyone, like you said, just invoke these emotions in an audience in such a positive way. So it's really cool. And then the Transformers, bro, let's freaking go. Cal and I were talking about Transformers in the last episode. Movies are
It's a
dope.
great shout right there. I feel like that's the point of those movies, though, is that like they're not trying to be anything deep. They're not trying to be anything like that's gonna like change your life. You're just there to have a good time, and you're gonna have a good time because you get to see the sick robots fight each other and turn it into trucks. And
And
sometimes
it
that's what you want to see.
and it does change your life, bro. It freaking does.
The Bay
Sometimes,
experience, you know.
straight up though, we talk a lot about like, we love Christopher Nolan, we love Akira Kurosawa, all this stuff on here. Sometimes you don't want like the 5-star Michelin dinner. Sometimes you want Little Caesars, and that's
Exact,
okay.
bro. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's
Little
honestly
Caesars never
sometimes
let me
it's
down.
Little Caesars was always there, bro. Transformers was always there for you, bro.
That's right. Shout out Shia LaBeouf.
Shout out Shia
I feel, you
LaBeouf.
know what's funny? I feel that way towards films that are meant to be bad. Like for example, like the knockoff of the Hunger Games or Starving, like or like
Oh heck
yeah,
yeah, man.
I'm trying to remember. There was like a mix between Hunger Games and then The Hangover, and so it was considered like I think so. I could be wrong.
There is?
Is that the
Right.
But Better movies?
I think so. I'm not sure.
Yeah, those are
But
great.
there was like a
That's a good squad
crossover
of people.
knockoff of it, and even like for example, like this like another superhero movie, like that was also just kind of a goof of
Oh,
a film.
yeah.
It was just meant to mimic.
Superhero Another teenage
Airplane,
movie.
Naked Gun.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of the spoof movies, like superhero movie and another teenage movie.
I haven't seen
Never
it.
really got into like scary movie. I've never even seen a scary movie. But
You've never seen a scary movie.
I've never seen
And
one
he's
of
too
the.
scared.
They're
He's too scared.
too scary.
Dang.
They're too scary.
They just say it like it is in the title.
Yo, Cal, look, he's choosing to be scared. Dang.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Don't choose.
Yeah. I am choosing to be scared because it's
Look up.
scary.
He chose to be triggered. Strike two.
Yeah. When did you choose to be gay?
Yo, chill, fam.
Yeah.
Cut it out.
Got him, dude.
Take it out.
Dude, my dad does that.
Leave it in. Oh yeah, so Marcelo's dad is very homophobic and it's hilarious. Marcelo, what's one of like the funniest?
I'm trying to keep this podcast alive, man. I'm sorry. I love you too much to do that to you.
Marcelo, you
Oh,
gay?
I
I kill you, you gay, Marcelo.
shut up, bro. You better get canceled.
I'm just here, man.
Nah, dude, you just gotta.
Kyle's an
be able to
innocent
find out.
bystander.
I
This
was gonna
is
say
happening
it's
to
so
me.
sad because if Cal kind of got to see it firsthand, he finally would kind of understand. But
That's
only Cal, one day.
Can I tell one story of this isn't even like of your dad actually being homophobic. This is just you being like preemptive of his homophobia. Can I tell the story?
Sure, let's hear it.
Marcelo and I were at the shopping mall one time, and this was, I guess it was around the holidays because there was a Santa Claus. And Santa Claus was in the mall, and so I asked Marcelo, I was like, "Yo, dude, what if we went and got pictures with Santa? Wouldn't that be hilarious?" And Marcelo was like, "Dude, if we do that, my dad is gonna think I'm freaking gay." And it's like, "We can't do that, bro. I'll get kicked out of the house. We're not doing that."
That's tragic, bro.
It's so funny. I literally had two sides battling within here because I was all up for it. I was like, dude, this would be such a funny gag to look back at in 10, 20
Because-
30 years.
It's funny because I didn't think that's gay at all. I didn't even think of it as like a cute thing to do together. I thought it'd be fun. It's like two homies going to meet Santa. I don't know, but just
That's
I was
the
like,
way.
It's magic and whimsy, bro. Christmas time.
there's a threshold of what Marcelo's dad thinks is gay.
It's like the dad from Ted.
Oh yeah, eating
I
eggs
haven't
after
seen
12
that,
was
dude.
gay.
I've seen clips of it, but I can kind of get that.
Dude, no, it's that's so funny. I love Marcelo's dad though. Marcelo's dad said that I was funny, and I wasn't even there, bro. This guy was just like, "Yo, how's Tomas? That guy's so freaking funny, dude."
Dude,
Love Jorge, bro.
people lie about you behind your back. That's crazy.
You know, it's not so much as me choosing to be offended. I feel like I'm just getting provoked over and over.
You're getting
and over
provoked.
again.
I think
feel like-
it's a choice. It's a choice. You could roll with it.
Here's
You could
some
roll with it.
here's some heroin. We're about to inject it into you. You want us to do it? Are you gonna choose to get addicted to heroin? That's what you're saying to me right now.
But you're letting your
I don't
body
think those are
react to
remotely
it. That's a
close.
choice.
I
man.
think they're the exact same, and you guys are bullying me. And
Domi,
I don't
you using
like
that
it.
example is kind of sus, though, don't you think?
What? Getting
you on
stuck with a
heroin?
needle?
Dude, you need help?
What? No. Let me choose this very
Bro, I was like a
specific.
needle ready just to satisfy right now on the table. He's like, don't make me do it.
Wait, I want to bring up. This is something I talked about in the last episode about Javier Bardem in No Country for Old Men. It was a meme I was talking about, but I couldn't find it, and Cal found it like the next day, and he sent it to me. And it's
What is it, though?
what it is.
You can do the voice.
So it's just I'm gonna do the sides. I'm gonna do both.
I'm excited.
Unless you want, you
Buckle
can
up,
pull it
Marcelo.
up. Do you want it? Do you want to do? Do you want to be the clerk?
No, I want you to do it. I want you to do
Is this
both
like a
sides.
scene
I
from
believe
the
in you.
film?
I'll do both. But essentially, what it is someone took the clips of this conversation from No Country for Old Men, and they changed the words. So you just read along, but it's very funny. So for those who don't know, there's a scene in No Country for Old Men where Javier Bardem's character, who's a psychopath, enters a gas station, and he's just talking with the man behind the counter, and he's eating peanuts. Javier Bardem's eating peanuts. So interior gas station day. Javier Bardem walks up to man behind counter eating peanuts. Man behind counter. Those peanuts sure look tasty. If you left a few on the counter, I could snack on them and pretend I'm a mouse. But you are not a mouse. You are a man. To say otherwise would be foolish. Well, I don't want to be a mouse anyhow. Mice are unable to enjoy the splendors of Panda Express. Why would you want to dine at Panda Express? I suppose because I enjoy Chinese food from time to time. It's not Chinese food. It's McDonald's with a Chinese accent. Well, their orange chicken is pretty good. Their orange chicken is pretty good. Maybe you prefer their honey walnut shrimp. I would never eat at Panda Express. Orange chicken isn't even Chinese. Well, I don't know nothing about that. Do you know to pluck a pigeon? Why would someone do a thing like that? To make pigeon pie. You eat that? You eat Panda Express. Lots of people eat there. Lots of people didn't make it back from Vietnam.
Oh my gosh, dude. Unbelievable. You were holding so strong.
I forgot about that. That was not expected.
Fully committed.
Wait, I'm crying. Okay. Lots of people didn't make it back from Vietnam. Why are you saying all this? Don't ever ask someone to leave a few of their peanuts on your counter. And see.
That's in the movie.
That's in the movie No Country for
That's
Old
in
Men.
the movie.
Starring Javier Bardem.
Thanos.
And Thanos. And Tommy Lee Jones, who was also in an MCU movie. He's in Captain America, the First Avenger.
Sure is. Wow. Thank you. I'm glad you did that.
Thank you for staying with me through that, you guys. Oh, wow. That was,
Oscar
I
award-winning.
totally forgot the Vietnam thing. that hit me, dude. Oh, wow. That was
Came
good.
out of nowhere, bro. I totally forgot. I'm not gonna lie. I sent that to you after reading like 2 slides.
Bro, you didn't
I didn't read
the
the
whole
whole
thing?
thing.
Oh, my God.
I didn't read the whole thing. I just sent it to you. I said, "Oh, this is what are you talking about?" I sent it to you.
Oh, my gosh.
So Vietnam was a surprise to me.
Bro. Lots of people eat there. Lots of people didn't make it back from Vietnam.
That's just crazy work. All right.
Oh, no, that's awesome. Yeah. Let that be a PSA to the world that your phone is listening to you at all times. Sometimes,
I got that like that night.
Yeah. Sometimes it's a
Day
good
up.
thing. And you get a meme. And sometimes it's a not so good thing. But you know.
He's right.
Yeah, try to manifest good things like peak memes and chicky nuggies.
Panda Express.
Shout out Keanu Reeves.
2 for 2, man.
Whew. You know, one day I'm gonna do like a movie reference counter on one of these episodes, and we're gonna like ding every time we make a dumb movie reference.
I like it.
Just out of nowhere.
How about Cal's dad reference? I think that'd be a good one to add.
We'll have a Cal's dad.
Cal's dad references would probably surpass the movie references.
That's great.
But he's so
Well, what
fun
if
just to
there's
kinda-
a movie reference inside of a Cal's dad reference?
What if it's also a Christopher Nolan reference?
Oh, he's
Referenceception, dude.
Dude, that's
Bro. We
Just
couldn't.
saying.
I knew we couldn't go a freaking episode without talking about Christopher Nolan. Frick me. Anyway.
we're not good. We're done. We're done.
Anyway, Marcelo,
Keep
what's
it
your favorite
rolling.
movie? What's your favorite movie? And I swear, if you say a freaking Christopher Nolan movie, we're gonna talk
A movie
about
that
it
my
for 3
dad
hours.
worked on, I'll kill you.
Oh yeah, forget about it. Wait, it doesn't have to be
Jaws.
your favorite movie. Wait, what did you say?
You don't know what my dad worked
Did
on.
you say Jaws?
I was gonna say.
This guy was like, "What's an old movie?"
But I say 22 Jump Street just for the sake of the Jeff reference.
Unbelievable.
My name's Jeff.
His dad is Jeff.
Dude, the fact you're making a 24 Jump Street is cool though.
24 Jump Street's gonna be sick, dude.
So good they skipped 23. I'd say Baby Driver. I think that's
That's your pick. Nice, dude.
Yeah.
So wait, is that you would say that's your favorite movie?
yeah. Funny enough,
Dang.
it's
Baby Driver's great.
yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
Your favorite movie has 2 sexual predators in it.
Sadly, it wasn't always that way.
Welcome to Hollywood, man.
Rip
Oh no,
Kevin Spacey.
dude. What am I talking about? Every freaking movie has at least 2. At least.
At least.
Unfortunately.
Unfortunately. On screen and behind camera. You know.
All right, let's go. Let's go explore the Odyssey. Who's
Who
He did it.
Christopher
did it.
Nolan?
who done it?
He did it.
Oh, you
So
froze.
tell us
see how
about
this looks,
tell us about
right?
Baby Driver though. Like, what about that makes it your favorite movie?
Yeah.
So I'm currently in school for like majoring in film production, and I think that's something that I learned recently that makes film so good. It's the simplicity of it. I didn't really truly understand that until I started like looking back at films and realizing like the plot points for them. Like if you were to narrow it down to 3 sentences, like a beginning, middle, and end, you can literally summarize Baby Driver in like 3 sentences where like kid gets stuck in gang, kid tries to get out of gang, kid gets out of gang, gets a girl. Boom. And I think that's like something so cool that film is literally based on those 3 sentences, and it did such a good job of just adding different elements to it that just makes it what it is. And then having learned the simplicity behind that of like storytelling, it really stuck with me in terms of looking at other films and just thinking to myself, all right, is this too complicated of a story to understand? Why? Is it just because it throws too much elements in it, or is it just going all over the place? And I learned that good movies are ones that it's just about one thing, or like it just kind of simplifies something so easily. Like a good story I can think of, like a movie as well, is A Bronx Tale. I think that film is what would be pretty much my second favorite, where it's literally just a kid growing up in a city, like in the Bronx, literally, and just trying to learn how to navigate life with 2 dads in a sense. And that's the simplicity of it. And you just see that in, like the character throughout the entire film. And like having learned that from school, then looking back at movies that I like and movies in general, I've come to see that, you know what, good movies are the ones who just keep it super simple. Literally, it just comes down to that. And even, for example, Obsession, like that, I think is such a cool filming. It's overly talked, and for good reason. But it's literally just about one kid who's just overly obsessed with one girl. And boom.
Yeah.
See? So, yeah, I think that's kind of why, to me, it's one of my favorites, like, in reference to Baby Driver. And, of course, I mean, I love action films. I love just simple, like, romance, I guess. Well, I'm trying to look for the correct word here. Just romance elements thrown into it, and it just makes it just, like, a fun film to watch. Like, I never get tired of watching it, like, at all.
Yeah. To
No, I love how
clarify,
you say that.
wait, sorry. To clarify for
Go ahead,
Marcelo's
please.
dad, when Marcelo said 2 dads in The Bronx Tale, they're not dadding together. They're not
No.
how you say
Parenting.
they're not creative. They're not
Funny.
they're not playing for 2 teams. They're not I'm trying to put this in a Italian, the Bronx terms.
Yo, guys.
You guys.
Yo, guys.
Christopher Walken?
That little chubby kid.
Hey, what if Christopher Walk? What if Chris Walken was Chris Hansen? I see you looking to have a good time tonight. Actually, that's more John Travolta. That's John Travolta. I sound like John Travolta. What's Christopher?
By the
Walken?
way,
Anyway, Cal, go.
Foo Fighters. I was just gonna say, like, I love the way you say that, like, where simplicity is really what makes it. Because I would say, like, the best movies, like, there's that trend to, like, describe a movie badly, but it still gets the job done, right? But genuinely, like, that Baby Driver is a prime example of that. It's a super simple premise. It's like this guy wants to, and he's in a gang, he wants out of the gang. But I think what makes it so good is the simplicity is so far stylized. There's so much going on visually. There's so much going on with the music. Like, the cars are sick. There's all that stuff going on because it's Edgar Wright just has the sauce when it comes to that stuff. And so, like, are there other aspects that you're just, like, that you enjoy about that, like, beyond that? Because obviously it's a hugely stylized movie. And so, like, what is catching your eye? What's making you love that movie even more?
Like you're asking what makes me love that movie more. Sorry.
Yeah, what makes
Like,
you love that movie even more besides the simplicity? Like, it's so
dude,
stylized.
I would just echo what you just said. I think the music is accompanied so well with so many of the action sequences, along with just the acting. I think that's another thing that I guess gets underseen. Because I've seen films where acting is pretty poorly done, but this is kind of an element where, you know what, it actually gets it done pretty well. Like with Kevin Spacey's character, I mean, not to throw Glaze as such a, individual, but as a character, I think it's really well done. Like you just have this sense of like, all right, he's sick, and then towards the end of the film, you actually feel like it's like a bit more of an ominous feeling of, all right, I don't know what his intentions are anymore. It just doesn't feel like a close character as it used to at the beginning of the film. I also would argue that just the stylized choice of cinematography was also something that I really liked as well. I think just the opening sequence is probably my favorite. It's literally just 6 minutes of just pure action. You feel like you're in the car. You see all these stunts being performed. You're like, if only I was the one behind the driver's seat. That's literally how it feels, and it's really cool.
That's awesome, man. I remember the first time I watched the movie, it was like 1 a.m. My buddy was over, and he was like, "Yo, I'm like," he was about to leave, and then he goes, "Hey, before I leave, like, we just got to watch the opening scene to this movie." And he's like, 5 minutes, and then we watched the whole thing. Like it, like does such a good job of pulling you in that, like, we couldn't just watch the opening scene. Because that was, he was like standing up when we turned it on, like already out halfway out the door, and he's like,
That sounds
did
about
the dad thing, came back in, sat on the couch. But it just, the style of it all and the music, everything about it just pulls you right in. It's such a good movie.
Easily. Even, another thing I also kind of just along the same lines of like learning about the art of film, of like not only the simplicity, but there's like a phrase that one of my professors threw at me that really just also just kind of sticks in the forefront of my head. It's show, not tell. Because I feel like a lot of movies is kind of like, yeah, he's going to be here, said time, said this, and this is what's going to happen. And that just kind of defeats the whole like showing aspect of it. Whereas like if you go back and watch that 6 minutes of the intro, there's no dialogue within the characters, and you already have like a good feel of how they're like on their own environment, and it's really neat. Like, yes, they'll express themselves like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Like, you'll have a John Berthal like kind of freak out when he starts to pull that 360 move behind the truck, but other than that, like, you don't see anyone interact with anybody until the actual scene where they all meet at like the hideout, which is really cool. Like, you already have a sense of how each character is like without even hearing a single word from them, like interacting with each other. So just a touch of detail that I kind of figured out later on. Well, like, wow, that's a pretty sick detail that I feel like not a lot of people kind of acknowledge enough.
Yeah, it's something that it's just presented to us, and so it's done its job well when you don't have to think about it, because, like you said, it's just visual storytelling. Like the whole thing of him just like jamming out in the car, that tells us that he's very comfortable. He's super at ease. He's in his element. This is his thing. He's sick behind the wheel, and then you see him react to the gunshots inside of the bank, and so he gets tense, and so his sudden unease is showing us, oh, so he's not violent. That's what that's telling us immediately off the bat. Is him reacting to the gunshots in such a stern way? Is that he doesn't like that? That's not his thing. He's not a violent person. And then as soon as they get into the car, John Bernthal points forward and he reverses. And so that's just another thing that's trying to like, you're not in charge, dude. He's in charge. He's behind the wheel. He's driving this thing. And it just shows how awesome he is at what he does. But yeah, I totally agree with you. You know, simple movies are told very well, and of course, for Baby Driver, sound, music, the super characteristic and awesome editing of Edgar Wright movies play a role in this film. This week we watched Tuner. I don't know if you guys heard about that movie. It's a recent release. It's pretty good though. Again, I think it's a very simple movie. It reminded me a lot of Baby Driver, actually. For me, like that movie is like it's like it's like Baby Driver, Good Will Hunting, and um, I want to say La La Land a little bit. There's a little bit of that in there,
You're
but
so biased.
what?
That's so biased, but
All right. Well, you don't think there's a little bit of La La Land in there, bro?
bro, can't La La Land mention.
La La Land mention, but yeah. So Tuner is about this guy who is an apprentice of a piano tuner. And so he tags along with this older gentleman played by Dustin Hoffman, tuning pianos throughout New York. And in the movie, he has what's called hyperacusia, I think. I don't know if that's a real condition, but essentially his eardrums are extremely sensitive. So he basically has super hearing. That's like his condition. So he always has earplugs
He's a
in, and then he
daredevil.
has like, yeah, but he can like see and stuff. So best of both worlds. So he's always wearing these like earplugs and stuff. Um and so it's interesting because in Baby Driver, the character has almost I would say it's similar because it's a problem with his ears. He has tinnitus because of an accident when he was a child, and so he has a constant ringing in his ears. So he always has music in. And so Um, if you, I've heard that it's more prevalent when you watch Baby Driver with headphones on, but obviously, if you're able to hear it with like regular TV audio, whenever there's not music playing, there's a slight ringing throughout the film. There's a slight ringing that's heard because the whole time we are listening through baby's ears to everything. So when he takes out one earbud, like if you're listening with headphones, when he takes out one earbud, you only hear it in one earbud. And when there's
That's
no
so
music,
sick.
I've never noticed
yeah,
that. Pretty
yeah.
sick.
And if you have like surround sound in your home, obviously that would factor in as well. But yeah, this movie uses sound super well, and Tuner does a similar thing. For a lot of the movie, we're hearing what this main character is hearing. Nick is his name. So a lot of the times when he puts on his headphones, you hear the sounds muffle, and you hear how good his hearing is and how sensitive it is. I think they do a really good job. Whoever did the sound editing on this film did a really good job because they show us just how acute his hearing is. Like there's a part specifically where he meets his love interest in the film because he goes to um, like a conservatory school to tune their piano, and so he's tuning it for her, and he's telling her to play the E flat like one or whatever. And she says, "Sounds good to me." And he's like, "Just give me 2 seconds. Just give me 2 seconds." And so he goes over, he does a tiny tweak. He's like, "All right, try it now." And when they play it again, even like on my TV, like you can hear like a slightly better resonance with the sound. And so like I liken it a lot to Baby Driver in that way that like you said, it's very simple, but it's so cohesive because it's incredibly detailed. we don't have to do too much thinking because the movie does all the thinking for us. There's another part in the movie that I'm like, there are two more parts. Um, After he does that thing with her where he like tunes the piano and she's like, "Do you have perfect pitch?" And so she starts testing him. She starts playing keys on the piano to let him do his Charlie Puth thing to tell her what notes are playing. And so she plays a bunch of like complex chords one after the other. He tells her each note that's played, and then she's like, "All right, show off, whatever." And so as he's walking out, she just like smacks the piano, and he yells out, "Every key but F." And so I was like, "That's interesting because it's one thing to be able to have an acute enough hearing to recognize the different notes, but to but it's another thing to then recognize what's missing from all these notes, recognize what's not there, because I don't know, like when you hear something or you hear a note and you're like, oh yeah, I know that note, that's an A, but like to know what the absence of that sound is takes such like meticulous like knowledge and training. So that just again, that's just storytelling, showing us without telling us this guy knows his stuff. This guy is like super meticulous, he's super detailed. And then another point in the movie when he gets out of his car and you see him, and it's a really quick cut of him just slowly and softly closing his door, because obviously a person who has super sensitive ears is not going to be slamming their door shut. And so, but it's not in your face at all. It's just like if you miss it, you miss it. It's like a 2 second shot of him just like softly closing his door. And so like I thought the movie was great overall. There's like a couple of plot holes or whatever, but overall I think there was like good detail in the film. But yeah, again, very very simple. Sorry, I've been talking for too long now. I have a question. Um, like we're talking about simple movies, some movies I feel I appreciate more the second watch. So, do you guys think if a movie is really good, it's really good the first watch? That if you have to watch it again to appreciate it better, it's not as good?
I think there's like two ways of looking at it. I think that we can't count ourselves blameless in it, but I also think that we can't count the filmmakers blameless. Does that make sense? Like, if we don't get it the first time, we can't be like, oh, it's on me. But we also can't be like, oh, it's all their fault. Like, I did nothing wrong. Like, sometimes you just don't get it. You
Tenet.
know? I, like, my example here is the first, like, the James Gunn Superman. First time I watched that movie, I did not like it. I was not feeling that movie. And I watched it again like months later because I was like really disappointed because that was like my most anticipated movie of the year. I was stoked about that movie, and I watched it and I was like, it didn't do it for me. I thought it was over. I thought it was overcrowded. I thought there was too much going on, and so it like distracted me from the like the themes and the ideas that it was trying to present. And so I watched it like a couple months later, just like kind of on a whim. I just felt like I wanted to watch it more. And I was like blown away the second time I watched it. I genuinely loved it so much more because I started noticing stuff because I wasn't trapped in my own head watching something that didn't like meet my expectations. Because I was expecting a certain type of movie and it wasn't that, and it messed with my experience because I kept distracting myself with it. But when I went into it knowing what it was, I was able to appreciate it a lot more. So I would honestly blame myself in that because I wasn't able to kind of get out of my own head and appreciate the movie for what it was actually trying to do rather than what it wasn't doing. But the second time I watched it, I was able to. And now I'm a fan. It's a great movie.
I would almost say like in the same light of like a film I went into kind of with like like an ill interpretation or like expectation was like back the back rooms because I had watched Obsession first, and so kind of having something just blow my expectations so much, it kind of brought that into watching the Backrooms, and even then, like I had no sort of context. Like I heard about it, but I never had any like profound knowledge of what it was, the concept of what whatsoever. So going into it, I was like, all right, let's see if it can kind of top this, and it kind of doesn't in like a horror aspect. It's just more of a thriller type thing, and that's the thing. I feel guilty for not going into it in the correct manner, and almost like what you just said, Cal. Like I'm guilty of that. Like I for sure could have had changed my expectations just a slight bit, because in of itself, I want to actually go watch it again, and I appreciated it more just because of like the further understanding I got watching it the first time, like actually understanding what the film is and what it's trying to achieve, rather than kind of forcing a mold of expectation and kind of forcing into that. So yeah, I think it just depends. On my end, I feel like every film you watch should just kind of be open minded to it. I suppose at the end of the day.
Hmm. Yeah, true. I think that's really important. It's hard to rid ourselves of our own expectations, especially when it's a piece of media like the two you guys just mentioned, like Superman and Backroom. Superman is a character that's existed within pop culture for decades, and we've seen many iterations of the same character, and so now we're seeing a new one, and so obviously everyone has their thoughts and opinions about what it should look like and how it should be. And the backrooms is it's something that's existed on the internet for a really long time, and so not a lot of people know not a lot of people know what it's about, and those who do know what it's about are like really intense diehard fans. And so how do you as a film creator and a storyteller appeal to those who know nothing about it, and also offer something new to those who are so deep off into this lore? um I don't know, I feel like there is a degree of like success with a film when it does blow you away with the first watch. I think a truly really good film is able to do that. um you know if you if I think that is my opinion. I think if a movie isn't gonna blow you away this first watch, it might not be that great. But then again, I don't know, I think I do actually kind of agree with you guys where there's an objective factor and there's a subjective factor when it comes to movies. I mean, I don't know. It's something that's really hard to gauge because who decides what a good movie is. Um, there's so many things that we can talk about that make a good movie: storytelling, plot, continuity, editing, cinematography, whatever. All of these things that go into a movie, and a standard for each one. But who sets that standard, and who decides what that is? And at the end of the day, money kind of sets that standard. you know it's just movie makers over time realizing what works or resonates with an audience and what doesn't. um that's a bit of a pessimistic point of view, but you make movie off those things because you're resonating with a lot of people. You're doing something that a lot of people enjoy, and so obviously they're going to throw money at you. Um, but at the end of the day, I feel like I'm able to enjoy certain aspects about a movie. Some movies are kind of irredeemable, but for the most part, I at least have something nice to say about uh, any movie I watch. So that makes me a good person.
Great job, man. I'm proud of you. You've really
Oh,
grown.
Close.
you don't have to
Close.
say. You don't have to say that, guys. Come on, relax, relax. It's not that. It's not that
No,
Feelings.
I
serious.
You're
actually
gonna
had
deny.
kind of a experience like that. I found that I feel like I'm gonna start over. I watched How to Make a Killing on an airplane yesterday. I feel like that's a new airplane movie.
I was just thinking about that movie today. Tell me.
Didn't really like it that much. However,
Fair.
there is kind of a theme that's explained at one point. Spoiler alert: it's when an uncle dies. But the uncle was super rich, and he talks about how all of, like you said, you could have all of the money in the world, you could have all of the money in the world, but you can't have people. like it doesn't buy people liking you. It doesn't buy important relationships. He's like, I've spent all my money. Like, I spent all this money. I spent all this lavish living and all this stuff. But one person has come to visit me on my deathbed where it's like, dang. And so it kind of is an important moment in like the shift of this, like in the arc of this character that we're dealing with. And like that whole idea is great. The rest of the movie didn't like that much. It was very okay. But great airplane movie. It's short and it's simple. Simple.
Yeah.
But it's like, I remember seeing that. I was like, I really like this, and I wish this was more of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
But it wasn't. But like, you can always find something good. Because at the end of the day, like, they greenlight movies that they think are going to do well. They're not going to, especially a company, you know, a production company like A24, they're not going to let you make a movie that is garbage. They have standards.
Yeah.
So there's got to be some redeeming qualities to every movie, pretty much.
Yeah, just about. I mean, there's some movies where you're watching it and you're like, you know what? Someone wrote this, they reviewed it, they saw the actor do it, they said that's good, keep it in, and then they put it out. There are some movies where you're like, how did this happen? But yeah, I agree.
And then you
How to
watch the
Make
credits and you're like, how did not a single one of these people say something?
Not a single PA was like, maybe
Question:
that's not-
Hey,
hey,
maybe this movie's terrible.
no, dude. But yeah, like How to Make a
It's so
Killing.
good.
I agree. It kind of falls flat. But like you said, still kind of enjoyable. It looks really good too.
Yeah,
Like it has the great clean look of an A24 movie. I feel like I really like their films, the films they produce, because a lot of the time it looks like they're shot on film. Like I don't know what cameras they use or who their like editor is or whatever, but it has that
I know
really
one guy.
good look to it, really good lighting, really good depth in picture. I really like it. What I was thinking today, I don't know why this popped into my brain about How to Make a Killing, was that I didn't know it's a remake.
I don't
It's a
know.
remake of I think it's a black and white movie. Obviously an old film, but in the original film, the guy who plays Glenn Powell's character, I can't remember his name. He
I think it's Beckett.
Beckett. You're right. Beckett, the actor who plays Beckett, also plays all of his distant relatives. He puts on like false mustaches and he puts on wigs, and he plays all of the different family members in the movie. At least that's what I saw on like a Instagram reel, because what someone said about it was like Glenn Powell loves playing dress up, like in several films, like in what's it called, in The Hitman. He has so many different disguises where he plays all these different characters, and then in The Running Man he has like 3 different characters and disguises that he uses. And I think he's openly said that he loves doing that. He loves, playing little characters even within his own films. So everyone's like, why didn't they have him do that for How to Make a Killing? It would have been so funny to see them, like, is Cal getting taken away
That
from
was
us now?
Alexa. My parents have it automated. That was fun.
Oh, I thought the rapture was happening, and
It's going down. I'm getting abducted right now. Taking me up.
Bro, Red
I
Bull one
didn't
of
make
these-
it, bro. I didn't make the cut, bro. But anyway, yeah, I was thinking about that, and I was like, I don't know, maybe, it's always good to have a bigger ensemble cast, and then also I feel like it really would have been a tonal shift for the movie. The movie isn't necessarily a comedy, and I feel like that would kind of turn it into that, maybe, because he really likes to go like big with his disguises and characters and stuff.
Shout out Spy Kids 3D.
Bro. Oh yeah. I was like, yeah, okay.
He was in that movie.
Yeah, he was. I forgot about.
And he got a funny outfit.
He did. He looks cool though. I like Glenn Powell.
Yeah.
A lot of people right now are kind of pooping on him, and they don't appreciate that. He seems like a
What
nice.
happened? What did he do?
I don't know. I think people are like,
He
he's
got
trying to be the
dolphin
next.
teeth.
He's trying to be the next Tom Cruise, but he's like not. He's like not a good actor. He doesn't make good movies. He's. You know what? They're just jealous. Jealous of his success. Jealous of his abs. Whatever.
Jealous of his dolphin teeth.
Jealous of his dolphin teeth. Well, people say that he looks like a capybara.
He could.
There's like one specific picture of him looking at the camera, like, and he's got like he has a beard at that time too, so that doesn't help. But kind of agree. Does look like a little
Great
bit
shout.
like a capybara. But going back, I wanted to share some thoughts with you guys about Backrooms. But before I do, Cal, you watched Backrooms, right? I was going to ask you about that, but we never got to talk about it.
I actually haven't. That one's on my list. I'm gonna watch it soon, probably.
okay.
But I have not seen it. I was gonna see it with some friends, and the plan fell through. And then I was like, I don't really want to go see this movie that bad.
Okay.
So,
I think. Well, Marcelo, what did you think of the Backrooms? I mean, you kind of told us a little bit already, but
Yeah, I didn't mean to spoil it, Cal. That's my bad. That's all me, chat.
that's fine.
It's interesting because I think it definitely does grasp like the horror aspect a little bit, but it's more of like a thriller. I think it was, and that's something that I really like later on appreciated a bit more of. Like that's its thing. It definitely left me questioning so much just because I didn't have any like background whatsoever on it. So afterwards, it just left me with so many questions leaving the theater. But nonetheless, I think what it does a really good job at is just, I guess, the visual of it. Like you actually have this creepy-esque feeling that's accompanied by the music and the score that they use, and it's really cool. Like it actually makes you kind of it just gives you this eerie vibe for the entire thing. Whenever like I forget his name, but like the main character goes to the back rooms, like you just have this eerie feeling of like I don't know what to expect, and this already feels uneasy. So I think that's like a really cool thing that like throughout every time you're in the back rooms, like you literally have this eerie feeling of like I don't know what to expect. There are some elements and kind of like details that I just felt were really interesting that they chose to kind of keep with in regards of like the story itself and as well as like the characters and what happens to the characters later on in the film. But overall, I think it was really cool. And it also just kind of throws you a little bit of a nice little like snippet of like what could lead up to the next film potentially. But even then, like I was even like just like, whoa, this is really different than like a traditional horror film of like someone is chasing you and whatnot. Like, yeah. But what I also thought was really cool was just like after watching it, having going on YouTube and just searching out like how it was filmed, because that's something that I was really curious about, like how much of this was CG and whatnot. And I ended up learning that the whole set was like actually legit. Like there's an entire thing of just endless always, which I thought was like really cool. Like they use an actual practical set for it, which I'm like, dang. And later on, reading how like a few of the actors and some of the workers actually got lost on set just because they roamed on.
Yeah,
So I think that's funny, full on. So I don't know. It's overall, I think it's a good film for what it is. I think it really does a good job of just like having you on your edge of your seat of like, what am I watching type thing.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I liked it. I think it's a film that story-wise, sadly, is pretty weak, but it introduces us to a lot of like interesting, creepy, and like cool things. And going back to like you said, behind the scenes stuff. You remember the scene of her running through the street with just like a giant room of houses?
Yeah. I know. Going, it's like a real street that they lit up. Isn't
Yeah,
it?
it's
I
funny.
didn't know.
Yeah, it's
I
funny
thought that was a practical like studio, but it wasn't. I was like, that is so cool.
Yeah, I know. I thought I was like, oh, wouldn't it be easier to create just like these facade front of houses? But like, actually, no, it's easier to go to a place where the houses are already there And then they what's so cool is that the lighting on her and on all the houses, it looks like it's just indoor fluorescent lighting, but in reality they're outside, and they had to light the outside to make it look like the inside. So obviously it was a night shoot, and they used some blue screen or whatever to add in the walls and stuff afterward. But you know, very cool, very cool.
It's trippy.
I never. That's the sad part. Like the fact I can't really remember the main character's name. I think it's just like like a signal of like, yeah, the story was pretty weak. Like I'd actually echo that myself. Yeah, like I'm not
He's a
gonna say it's like
freaking
100%.
architect.
I was waiting for that. But look, yeah, like it's just, I don't know. It didn't really resonate with me. I think what just more captured my attention was just the environment of, or the nature of the backrooms itself. But the overall story itself wasn't anything that really stuck with me or like was influential in a sense. It was just kind of like there.
Yeah.
So,
Well, like I said, like the story itself, but the world that it introduces you to, I think is really cool. Because I was more so thinking about the back rooms itself than the story. You know, after I watched the movie,
yeah.
um, and what made me think about this is obviously we're talking about the movie, and then talking about how our own implicit bias can affect what we see, because we learn in the movie, spoilers, Cal, sorry, um,
Rip.
is that what the backrooms is that it's an amalgamation of collective memory creating a copy of our world, essentially. And every time we try to remember our world, the less we actually can remember. Every time we try to think of it, we create a new memory within a memory, another level that is less accurate than the last. And so it's a memory of a memory. And so that's what the backrooms is. That's why it's these weird spaces that look familiar but aren't exactly correct. Um, the the guy in the movie, whatever his name is, what he says in the movie is like, imagine you've never seen a dog before, and I describe it to you, and then ask you to draw my description. You're going to get some things correct, but when you look at it closely, you're going to see that there's things that don't belong. It looks weird. It's just not right. And so it's interesting to see the things that are inside of the back rooms, you know, the creatures and things that are living in there, and how our memories can affect the things that are created in the back rooms. Because the pirate in the back rooms, this big monster, um, that's a reflection of how he sees himself and how others see him. And so they're them putting in these feelings or thoughts or memories of how they see him is affecting how he is manifested in the back rooms, which is like a big monster basically. Because that's that's kind of what he ends up being. He ends up going freaking nuts. So granted that the version of him that resides in the back rooms is nuts as well, or even more of a monster. And then the what I felt like the movie told us, and I this might be just me drawing at straws with the film, but there were two there in the movie. It uses a bunch of establishing shots, um, when kind of moving place to place, of like a suburb. You know, you get a shot of like the houses, you get a shot of these power lines, you get a shot of like a back alley or something. And I thought that was interesting, and as well the other sequences in the film, because as I was watching, I was like, even everything about this movie, because it's set in the 90s, I was like, everything about this movie seems familiar to me, but I've never seen these things before. Like, I've never seen this couch, I've never seen this room, I've never seen that desk, I've never seen whatever, but it feels so normal. It feels so familiar. It and that's what it is. It's like those rooms are almost like a collective memory of what we think of when we think of a 90s office space, when we think of a 90s furniture store. That's what we all kind of think of, you know, and as well with these shots of like these homes and these very commonplace things is that we all have a collective memory of those things, and it's just so familiar to us. And then there's these two shots that are very distinctive. I know I'm talking so long, guys. Just stay with me, okay? Just stay with me. And it's the first shot is of the residential area. It's just these big houses from a field. So it's from this green field looking into this suburban setting. And then the other shot is a shot from like the parking lot. So basically from this metropolitan area now, looking out to the fields. Stay with me. Throughout the movie, we hear the audio recordings of Maria, I think her name is. And she's talking about, she says, do you ever feel trapped? Do you ever feel you are inside looking out and you can't get out? Or outside looking in? And so those two shots, one of them is outside looking in and the other is inside looking out. Or you could view it as vice versa, depending on where you stand. You have a question, Cal?
No, I was doing the mind blown thing.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
I haven't seen the movie.
Right. So depending on where you stand, one's inside and one's outside. And that's more so speaking like metaphorically. One is, you're separate. They're separate, and so they're just looking out to each other. And at the end of the movie, Maria gets basically captured or like rescued by this tech company that's exploring the back rooms. And the guy is interviewing her and he's asking her what she saw in there. And he basically says, we don't know anything about what this is, but each day we're just trying to learn a little bit more. We're just trying to understand it that tiny bit more. And that's exactly what the Backrooms is trying to do. The Backrooms, with each time it reprints itself, recreates itself, is trying to get a little bit closer to reality. It's trying to understand the outside world better because it's inside looking out. It latches onto the memories of people and it tries its best to recreate that reality based off of the information it's giving, but the information is just bad. The information is muddled, but it's trying its best and it's trying to get just a little bit more. So the Backrooms is the inside looking out, trying to get more information, and those scientists and the people, us, are outside looking in, trying to understand what the heck is even going on with this thing. And another thought on top of that, to kind of add to that, the main character, he's an architect. So an architect, when they design a building, he's a freaking architect. And so as an architect, they have to have a very in-depth understanding of construction, of material, of design. And so the average person can probably tell you some details about how a house is built, but he, as an architect, can create an in-depth picture in his mind. He has a much sharper memory and understanding of what those things look like. So understandably, the back rooms opens up to him, trying to get that information from him, essentially, to create a more accurate copy of the real world based off of his understanding of architecture and buildings and infrastructure, all kinds of things like that. But yeah, those are the cool things that movies can do to you, man. That's like I said, that's what I got from the movie. The story was kind of bad, didn't make really any sense, but it opened my mind to this concept, which I think is super, super cool.
This is a guy that's seen the Seventh Seal, and he liked it.
And I liked it.
Crazy. Introspective and deep.
My throat is dry now. I'm so sorry, guys. How long did I talk for?
That's a great question, bro. That's the question.
Betty's the
That's the
question.
question.
That's the question. Add that to the counter.
Dang. Nope, that's so sick. I actually didn't think of it that way, to be honest.
Yeah. I don't even know if you're supposed to. Everything I just said, you could like ask the creator, and he's like, I don't know what the frick this guy is talking about, dude. What do you mean?
You know he's 20.
Bro was just in his flow state.
Wait,
He's
what?
Wait, he's actually
20
the
years old.
director.
No way.
He's 20?
Yo, wait, did you send me that video? It's like a video of these two people having a conversation about movies, and they're just like slightly incorrect whenever they're like giving each other facts, and it's really annoying.
No.
So it starts out as like, oh, Obsession, did you know that that was directed by a 20-year-old YouTuber? And he's like, no, you're thinking of whatever. And then they just keep on like, they're like so close to the truth, but they're like
Keeps getting
wrong.
worse.
It just keeps getting worse, and it's
It's
like
terrible.
it's like really annoying. I hate it.
Rage dating.
Rage rating for real, dude. Choosing to rage.
Choosing to be offended. I will say the closest I've gotten to watching, what is it, Backrooms, is I don't know if you guys have heard about these videos, but for some reason people keep vote coding the entire movie. And so you can watch the whole movie on YouTube, but it's vote coded to like Megalovania, Miss the Rage. It's the entire movie.
You sent me,
But it's like, it's freaking hilarious. You could seriously watch the entire movie. And I think, if I'm not wrong, the Miss the Rage one got copyright taken down for copyright strike for Miss the Rage and not the entire Backrooms movie.
Bro.
Which is
How's that?
the funniest thing I've ever heard. So I've watched a couple minutes of it because I wanted to listen to Miss the Rage, I guess.
oh no!
But
It was removed following a copyright removal requested by A24.
no, I'm
Yeah.
wrong.
They got him, dude. No, this is
This
the one
is
you sent. This
tragic.
is like the last clip you sent me. So the
I
one
was
you talk about,
completely
Mr.
wrong.
Rage. No, you're right about Mr. Rage. This is a different one.
No. Oh, lit. All right.
That's funny.
Swear.
It's really funny.
So I'll watch that one soon, though. I have been thinking about it recently. So I
Better
feel like
than
it's one you don't want to watch by yourself,
No, you can watch
just
it by
because it's
yourself.
like more fun to watch, like, and talk about it while you're watching it. Because if it's like not that good of a movie, you know, sometimes you gotta watch it with a homie.
Well, I don't know if that's the same for this one because, like Marcelo said, it's really good about like kind of immersing you into the movie. Like when he first enters the back rooms, in my opinion, it's a bit long. I don't think it needs to be that long, but I understand the purpose was to just allow you to like feel seated and like give
I
you
get that.
space to be in the back rooms and like really experience the creepy vibes that he's feeling. But it's just like a bit too long. But it would be really
Marcelo,
funny.
you had a reaction to what I was saying. What
Yeah, what?
unless did I offend? Are you choosing to be offended right now?
Yo, chat. No. Trust.
Dude, hold
No.
on.
What happened?
No, I was gonna say no. My only thing is like I think with that film, like just echoing what Tomas said, it's literally just that. Like I almost because I went to go watch it with my roommate from college, and funny enough, like I genuinely was just like so tempted to just ask him so many questions because that was like my first time was actually his second time watching it, and so like he already had everything in his head just. But in my head, I'm like, I don't want to spoil it, nor do I want to like keep conversing with him and miss what I'm watching, and kind of like almost eliminate the element of just kind of immersing myself, like what Tomas was saying, into like what it is. Like, yeah, there are a few things are just like, bro, what? But at the end of the day, I think what it does its best is just making you feel like eerie, like this doesn't feel right, or like this just feels
Yeah.
off, or like it's so unknown. And that's the fun of it. It's like that's what it makes you feel throughout the entire thing. If you just exclude almost every part where it's like Mary, I don't even know, is her name Mary or Maria? I can't remember.
I
But
don't care, dude.
me neither.
The lady friend.
You'll see, once you watch it, you'll finally, your phone will probably dump you with a bunch of like, I'm an architect memes. Just
Yeah.
wait for it.
Yeah, you guys are saying that. I had never heard that before.
Well,
I've gotten
that's one of the.
I like it in here. I've gotten those, but that's it.
Nah, it's pretty funny.
I've
Anyway.
gotten so many like the Hispanic type backroom memes where it's just like a bunch of like slides of different objects like related to Spanish culture. Like for example, like frying chiles, like the room would all be smoking, or like a pile of like Vicks, like menthol rub. Like it's just stuff. It's so funny. Like when I first watched it, that's like the type of stuff that was running through my feed. But
Nah, bro. Latino Backrooms is infinite Ross dress for less aisles, bro.
ironically, no,
Backrooms
that's not
is walking through a Marshalls, dude, or a freaking Ulta.
Dude, Ross is where it's at.
Yeah, bro. That's where it's at.
What else
You can
trying
find
to-
us next time at a Ross dress for less. But that is all the time we have today. Unfortunately, we could talk forever, but I know you guys don't want to hear us forever. So, unfortunately, we will have to say adieu. Any last thoughts, you guys? Any I don't know, words of advice, takeaways, references? Cal's dad.
Count that.
Shout out my dad, dude.
Shout out Cal's dad. Wait, what did you guys do for his birthday?
What do we do for his birthday? I wasn't here for his birthday, but I do know my mom got him a Hail Mary Lego set. Kind of lit. Like we said, the Hail Mary, it's got Grace, it's got Rocky.
With the centrifugal movement?
Oh yeah,
Holy
he has
frick,
not built it yet, but it looks dope from the box.
dude.
From the outside in, bro.
That's what we call a full circle moment.
For a
Marcelo,
moment.
you've done it.
Can't believe
Christopher
you done
Nolan
this.
moment.
Dude.
Incredible.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Thanks for having me.
Watching.
Talk about movies with my best bud Cal and me.
See ya.